Hello. Okay. Ahí está. Hello. We are back to keep working on this project. Um, we can basically see here. Let's take a quick recap of where are we. It seems like I just finished refactoring some files into Node.js endpoints, and I just need to repeat the labor with the rest of the pages. If everything goes as planned, I should be able to show this to my wife and get her updated with the job that is being done here. So, as I say previously on the stream, talking about that, you always forget to. There we go. You always forget to keep posting this and share in social media. There we go. Okay, it's already posted. Nice. So, as I was saying, basically, the idea is to keep working on this, keep refactoring the website, the static website as a Node.js web application, and basically these are all the main pages for this project. I think that there are more, maybe, including the gallery pages, but those are like. I do believe that some work needs to be done before refactoring that specific page. The gallery, that one seems to be pretty simple, but inside the gallery, we do have some. Let me show you actually. Let me actually show you here. The gallery doesn't exist here. If we go to the static website, there we go. If we go to the static website, let's close this one too. There we go. If we go to the gallery, we can see this is the gallery page. Very simple. I do have here a couple of videos here, YouTube videos, and we do have links. These pictures here are basically links to the actual picture galleries. If we click one of them, and this is the job that my wife did like a year ago, more than a year ago now. We published this website in February 2020, and we are already in March. So the thing is, March 2021. Okay, so I see commonalities here. For example, first, the name of the gallery is here. We do have another menu over here with buttons. I click another one, so I'm going to get a different title here, a subtitle, an emoji, and I basically gave creative liberties to my wife here because she designed this entire gallery over and over again. So she copy pasted and basically was taking care of every single picture. So I want to keep that level of detail because I do remember that he spent a long time doing this because she was basically choosing the right side for every single picture. This is not an automatic generated gallery, as it may seem, but it's not. So she basically chose the best distribution for a picture. For example, here, this kid over here is very vertical in the shot. So I guess that's why it's a pillar shot here, a pillar size thumbnail here. She did everything. So basically I can pick this, probably divide all of this in partials, for example, and then create a layout, or may I say a view with EGS that uses the partials in order to basically recreate this by just providing a list of URLs to pictures and maybe the alt text for the pictures, a gallery title, an emoji, and basically allow the EGS view to fulfill every single one of this. So the from the side of what you will call probably in the backend, all the pictures are on the same directory. So basically, all these pictures. Let's see here. This is the project folder in the public folder inside the images folder. So we have all the pictures in this folder. There is a subfolder that is only managing the website icons, and that's it basically. So everything seems to be inside this folder here. So probably I may like to refactor that structure, which is going to break all the pictures that belong to the galleries, maybe. So, well, not maybe, but it's going to be breaking the links. My idea is to make here a new folder called gallery or galería en español, and use that folder to create subfolders which name is going to be based on, let's say, for example, the name of the gallery itself. In this case, instalaciones is going to be a gallery. Comunidad infantil is going to be another gallery, and so forth. So basically, I'm going to be organizing the pictures in folders. Why is that? Well, my idea is if I create the folders inside the Galeria folder, whenever I upload to the hosting service a new folder with basic data, for example, let's say a JSON file defining several data like the title of the gallery, the subtitle, the emoji, probably including the URL for all these pictures here, and basically using a standard format in order to allow the web application to render these galleries by just uploading a folder with pictures and a JSON file. That will allow us to generate these galleries automatically or automatically in the future. Well, what are we going to do? I was working with regular expressions here. Okay, so let's refactor inscripciones HTML. Open here, and I am actually there is another folder, GitHub. There we go. So here are the files. The next is inscripciones. There we go. If I recall, I did this page. As I recall, let me see if I can just. There we go. I opened the file here. This belongs to a different different repository, basically. So what I'm going to do here is basically save this file as with Ctrl+Shift+S, and I'm going to save this file as inside the Nodejs project directory, inside the views folder, and here I'm going to say maybe all files because it's going to concatenate the HTML file in the end, the extension that is, and I'm going to say this page is going to be, this view is going to be called inscripciones.egs. There we go. Now I should check the differences here. And there we go. It's detecting a new file. I'm going to remove this repository from the changes. Inscripciones.egs belongs to the view folder and it's creating a new file. I'm going to keep working on this file because if I try to use it as is, it's not going to render. For example, it's already safe. If I go here to localhost 3000 and I try to open inscripciones, it's not going to find anything because I need to build several things. I already have the view here. This is the view. So it's inside the views folder. and is at itself inside, well, it's inside the view folder, and here it is. This is the file. In order to render this file as is, I need to do a couple of things. The first one is to create a route for this view, because this view that exists and it's a static HTML code, but it's not going to be used by the web app. The first thing I need to do is to create a route here in the routes folder. And I'm going to duplicate one of these routes for the other views. I'm going to copy, I'm going to paste, and I'm going to specify a name for this. In this case, I'm going to call it just like the view. It's going to be called inscripciones.js. And the contents of the file should reflect the name of the file. So in this case, it's going to render a view. The view already exists. It's called inscripciones. So I'm going to write down that in this line over here, because the render method is going to ask for basically a view to be rendered. So this is the view that I want to render. And this is the data I'm going to pass to that view. The title of the page is going to be the same. The year of the day is going to be the same. But the path to reach this point is not going to be Casa Niños. It's going to share the same name. It's going to be called, I'm just going to copy and paste this over here. There we go. This is the actual path. This attribute is used by the view, not at this time because it's static right now, but it's going to be used by the view in order to allow the software to decide which one of these main menu items needs to be highlighted when pressed. For example, here, Comunidad Infantil is highlighted with black. If I click here, Inicio is highlighted with black, and so forth with the other pages. Pilar, and this is Inscripción is broken right now. So I'm going to need to do something here. Go to back. So this file is done. I'm going to save it again. This file is done, I believe, but this route file is not used yet by the web app. I need to open on the root folder. There is a file called app.js, and this is the file that is the main organizer of the application. I need to create a new variable to hold the contents of the route file. In this case, I'm going to copy this line over here because I'm setting up all of these variables on the same place. And this is going to end with the router keyword, but it's going to be named similar to the name, pretty much the same name as the view. In this case, is it's going to be inscripciones router. Is colored differently because it's not being used yet. And I'm going to import a file, and the file should be, instead of Pilar, because it's I just copy and pasted from here, I need to be inscripciones. I'm going to copy the section here, and there we go. Now I created a variable that is going to hold this route file inside. Okay, this script is going to be basically I'm going to be able to use the export right here. Now the next thing I need to do is to actually use this down here. If I select this and copy it with Ctrl C and paste it with Ctrl V, now I'm going to use in this app.use method, I'm going to require to paste the actual path that I defined in the route file. I'm going to use this very same path here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it down here, and I need to replace the name of the router. I'm going to put inscripciones router, and that's basically it. Now I save the file with Ctrl S, and I should be able to render the inscripciones view as is. And there we go. It's being rendered. It doesn't look right yet because all I did was to copy and paste the original source code for the HTML static website, but I haven't fixed neither the relationship between this HTML file and the CSS files, and or the URLs either to images and or the links. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay. So the next step in the refactoring should be here. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close the inscripciones router file, and we are going to be working with the inscripciones EGS view file. Okay. So if I go to the top of a sister page, I'm going to see this. This is going to be replaced. I'm going to copy this. That's going to define the used language for the page. It's going to be Latin American Spanish. I'm going to save it. That's the first change. The second change is that I'm going to replace the head tag with this line over here. And that should help me to basically replace this static code for the head with the actual header code. This comes from the include subfolder, and the head EGS file is a partial. I am including that here. It's basically a copy paste of the code over here. I already know what it does. The second thing is the navigation bar. I should remove all of this code, and I need to repeat this process down here. What I'm going to do is copy this code over here, paste it down here, and just rename the file name. It's going to be, I believe it's going to be navigation. Yes, there we go. I need to copy the entire name of the file and close it. And I'm going to replace head EGS with navigation EGS. And that should include the actual, the main menu and the icon of the page. What else? Well, if I go on this section here, I do have code for the WhatsApp and the Facebook buttons. I need to remove this as well. Wait, there we go. And now, and now I should copy this include also and paste it here. There we go. And I'm going to say that's going to chat button CGS. I'm going to copy this, close it. And this include should be chat buttons EGS. I'm going to copy this code again. And the last partial that I'm going to include on this file is going to be the footer itself. So the footer belongs to all of this code. Okay. So all this code that I just deleted is the footer. And I do believe that it's called footer EGS. Oh, not with caps. Footer EGS. And now I must say that I just refactor the repeating elements on the page. Let's try to render the page again. And now I can see that most of the things are already fixed. I can see some changes, the style. There are a lot of things that are missing. For example, the pictures themselves, those are missing. Also, the links that these buttons do have are missing. Or may I say they are still linking to static websites, to static web pages, that is. So, and I need to change that. Let's do that before leaving this view, and that should be the last thing I should do. So, as I recall, I created inside the util folder a regex.md file, and I use, if I rendered it, well, it's optional, but I would like you to see this. So, I write down this myself in order to help me out to remember stuff. For example, here, I need to search and replace URLs in static web pages. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to use this. I wonder if I can just Control C. And I'm going to use this here in order to look and find stuff like this. Actually, it's already there. There we go. It found out three things. So this is going to find out where are all the HTML static links, and it's going to replace them. and I want to replace them with something else. I already have the result here, so I'm going to just execute it. And there we go. Now, I explained this in the like an hour ago during the stream. This is basically the use of regular expressions to look for patterns of text inside these HTML files. So I replace, just like that, I just replace all the links. In the case of the pictures, I haven't created one because most of the time, the only thing I need to do is this. I just copy this section here, and I just paste it here. I disable the regular expression use icon here. And instead of doing that, I just want to say images dash. And that should be it. 5 instances are going to be replaced. And that's it, basically a regular, not a regular expression, but a regular search term is basically just modifying the start of this text over here. I'm going to save it. And now should render it. There we go. Now the page has been completely refactored. There is another thing on this page that I had failed to mention here. There is a button here. It's not going to do anything. Oh wait, never mind. It's going to actually try to send an email. But I never finished to code this because I was refactoring to include education level that the parent seems to be interested in, but I never finish it. So at this point, I'm not going to finish it because this code runs on the front end. This runs on the client side. And it is my wish to actually use backend to send this information as an email, maybe. Okay, so what should I do? Well, the plan right now is going to be to, okay, let's see where we inscripciones. So this is a form. I'm going to leave this form as is. Let me find it. This is just there we go. This is the code, the form over here. All of this. Let's see. So the form begins here, and I do have on this line 83. I do have a post method defined here, and the action is a mail to and the email. This little section of code is going to allow me to send the data from this form into a mail to link. And basically I use JavaScript, custom JavaScript, in order to pick the information from this form and basically modify this submit form in order to send the data to the application. I was playing with JavaScript. I never get myself to finish it, but I don't really need to do anything else. I'm going to leave this form as is. It's broken, it doesn't work, but I don't need it to work as it in this current form. Why? Because I'm going to run Node.js. I'm running Node.js right now with this project. It's not publicly available right now. When I publish this on the internet, I'm going to use the backend in order to send the emails instead of relying on the client side application of on an email client. I'm not going to be relying on an email client in order to send this email. So what I'm going to do, we can actually see on line 165 here, we do have this script over here. I guess I could replace this from the actual location of the email.js file. Let's do that. Let's go to public. It's called JavaScripts in plural. So I'm going to copy that name and basically paste it here. And I guess I could move the file there because it's not going to be used anyway. But why not? Let's do it. Yeah, let's just do it. So let me fix that. It's going to be okay. This is the Nodejs version. There we go. JavaScript. Let's copy this file and let's put it inside here. Yeah, why not? There we go. We do have a very bad JavaScript file here. Pardon me, but I did this code. This code is incomplete. It's been a long time since I read this. It's a lot. There is a lot of copy pasting here because I didn't care at the time, and I didn't actually finish this thing. Well, never mind. I guess just for the sake of reintegration of the legacy code, why not? So now this should be actually linked to the right JavaScript. Let's refresh the page. I guess I can add some trash numbers here. Some trash data. Yeah, why not? And send. In my case, it's going to actually run properly now. I guess that the last thing that I was missing was this section here. I didn't find out how to actually work with radio buttons. In the original version, I was working with radio buttons. Maybe this was the section I was missing to replace this. In the previous version, I did have radio buttons on this area here. Now I do have checkboxes. Maybe I didn't learn how to properly manage checkboxes at the time, and I didn't care to fix it anyway. But it seems to be working now. I'm not going to finish that form because it's going to be running on the backend now. So I don't need to actually open an email client. In my case, it's trying to use the Gmail web client. In the phone, it's going to try to open your main email client, whatever that is. So I don't want to rely on that. What I want to do is I fill the information here. You see, at the name, at the phone number, the email, choose whatever education level you are interested in to sign in your kids into. That's what I use in checkboxes because you could have different age kids maybe, and some comments here. And when you click the button, it's not going to open any of this. What I want to do is to directly send an email to the corporate email account, and then send a notification back to the user. Probably I should use React.js in order to send a little pop-up in the middle of the page, and maybe refresh the page in the or just send a little notification on this side, confirming the user that the notification was sent successfully, if that's a thing. But never mind. Okay, so inscripciones HTML, is it done? Let's check it out. I did modify links, I recall. Do I have links on that page? Yes. Okay, comunidad infantil. Okay, links and pictures seem to be already refactored, so everything seems to be working just fine. These links are broken because this endpoint doesn't exist yet. Okay, so this page is done. So now the refactor of descripciones is done. I may like to go here. Let's clear the screen. Wait, do I have a git log here? There we go. So my local branch is here. If I go here, my local branch is right here. I haven't done any commits from integration from the remote. So what I'm going to do is start committing stuff. For example, here. And this is the view. Okay, so add. And I copy the relative path. Add. This is groundwork. Oh wait, cancel. I forgot to actually add the file to the staging directory. There we go. Now Okay, next file, the route file. And I need to copy the relative path and paste it over here. Oh, again. Oh my God. I keep forgetting about that. Okay. Email EGS. Revator. Email. Yeah, something like that. Let's copy the relative path just to keep things tidy here. Oh, again, why? I keep forgetting about this. I am distracted. I need to eat something. I didn't eat. I just took a break. I didn't eat because I may like to eat with my wife, but she's been running late. So I guess I should be keep waiting, I guess. And the app I'm just making use of the router. Going to add it. There we go. During audits, having a set of very clearly declared commits and very concise commits, that means that I'm not committing 5-hour sessions into a single commit without the complete history, basically. The commit history is very important for me, even mistakes get recorded. Why? Because that allows me to recognize my evolution as a developer and the evolution of the project itself alongside myself, and understanding why I did certain things. But anyway, you know, what we call in development, how do you call when you learn from your mistakes? I don't remember the name, but in Scrum, they do have the sprint retrospective meeting, let's say. It's just to have a retrospective. There we go. Oh my God, Scrum. No need to have a Scrum on this project because it's just me and my wife. So a Kanban board is more than enough to manage this project so far. So we don't really have several teams dedicated to several aspects of the project. So it's just the minimal amount of people for a team, 2 people, and we do everything front and back end. And near to when the time to release comes, I'm going to be working as a DevOps engineer now. So I do everything, I guess, and my wife helps me to do everything. I may like to remove this couple of chat buttons, for example. I guess I may like to make those buttons appear only when the size, when the page is being watched on a phone like this. I want these icons to appear. From the iPad onwards, I don't really like them to appear because they don't really make too much sense. So what I'm going to do is include inside my current work here. For Well, basically this, maybe I didn't phrase it correctly in English, but oh wait, I added a comment. Stupid me. There we go. It's going to be a member of the to-do list, and it's going to be the next thing I should be working on. Okay. So this should be the next one. In order to do that, let's see, I don't have any commit history pending. No. There we go. That code belongs to a partial here in the view. So let's close everything else. Inside the views folder, there is an include subfolder, and there is a chat buttons EGS partial file here. This is the file I'm going to be working on. As you can see, it's basically a link here. Inside the link, maybe I can beautify this code. What? With beautify. There we go. It looks pretty much the same, but I guess it's fine. Okay. Let's say that I do have a link tag over here with a class called WhatsApp, target blank, and another class over here, class P. I wonder why I'm separating these class attributes. Maybe I wonder if this has something to do. This is part of the same tag. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's refactor that a little bit. Let's see if this does something maybe. And remove this redundant class keyword. I guess down below is the same thing. Facebook and this. I wonder why did I do that? I don't know. Again, beautify the file. There we go. Now let's refresh the page. There we go. Okay, the page seems to be working properly. Let's inspect the button code. That's the image. This is the link. And it's applying. Now, my idea is to make it appear when you are viewing the website in a phone. I want those to appear. Maybe horizontally too. I may like them to appear on a phone. But when I am on an iPad screen and upper, I don't really see the case of having the WhatsApp and the Messenger apps there. I should probably just remove them. So let's watch the documentation for the Bootstrap website. I do believe, I wonder what version. This is the last version here is currently is the version 5 beta 2. Okay. It's a beta version. I wonder what version of Bootstrap am I using here. Let's open index. Yes. No, I need the head. The head. There we go. The head file. So here I'm going to see the version is 4.4.1. So that's the version of Bootstrap that I am using on here. I'm going to create a ticket in order to update the version of Bootstrap and fix whatever it breaks. But that's going to be on another ticket, not on this one. I am refactoring the website, the static website, into a Node.js application on this ticket. Okay, so this is the version I'm working on, 4.4.1. So let's look for documentation from that version. I wonder, there is a documentation for 4. Okay, let's see all releases. 4.4. Let's open this. There we go. So here's the documentation for the version I'm using currently on the website. Although I'm going to replace it with the new one, I need this one right now. So let's see what I'm looking for. I'm looking to the display class. It's an utility class here. There we go. How it works. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. Change the value of the display property with our responsive display utility classes. We purposely, I wonder how do you pronounce this properly. We purposely support only a subset of all possible values for display. Classes can be combined for various effects as you need. Okay, so here is the notation. I'm not going to read this, but I do remember now. This D is for display, dash, and then I need to replace this for something. For example, extra EXS means extra small. Display for extra small. I never use in the format. Okay, display dash the breakpoint, then a value for small, medium, large, and extra large. So basically, I'm going to be showing the buttons just for small and below. Medium is iPad, large is laptop size screen, and extra large are basically everything else. So that's the breakpoint. The breakpoint should be one of those, and this one here. If I don't put anything, it's going to assume it's extra small, I believe. If I say the value is one of those, none, which is what I'm going to be using. And the display values can be altered by changing the displays variable and recompiling SCSS. Okay, I guess I could modify whatever I want. The media queries affect the screen width with given breakpoint or larger. For example, display large none. That displays to none on both large and extra large screen. Screen. So basically, I don't need to specify every single kind of screen. I only want the buttons to be shown during a small, which means that I can, here's an example here actually. I could display in line, so I'm going to display this. P2, I don't remember what that is. Background is the color. Text white, okay, text is white, and we do have the code here. So it's in line, it's going to be shown like this. And this is another example with block display. Okay, so I don't recall, but I can read. Let's see the chat button code. I don't have any display. I wonder what this class does, although let's look for it. PL2, is that something? PL. Placement, maybe. Maybe dot PL. Placement. I don't see a PL. Plugin, examples, display flags. I don't know what that class does. Maybe it's a custom class. I'm not going to look into it right now. Okay, so that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, you know what? From display medium outwards, I'm going to say display medium none. So what's the definition for medium is MD, and then I say none. So I'm going to basically do this. I'm going to copy this. And here, I'm going to add that class here. For example, this, where I'm going to replace breakpoint. I wonder if I can zoom in a little bit. So this class is going to be D for display dash the size MD. And now what's going to happen from MD upwards? The value is going to be none because I don't want it to be displayed. I'm going to save this. And if I refresh this website, as you can see, the WhatsApp icon disappear on this size, But if I go back to font size, it's going to show. See? Now, what happens? If I go to responsive, I can see that way better. Let's see. Okay, that's responsive. When I'm going to make the width of the page shorter, it's going to reach the point of small, like this. Can you see that? Maybe extra small should be a better size. Because look at this. Well, it's taken into consideration just the size. I'm going to leave it as a small. Anyway, you can see how the WhatsApp icon changes alongside everything else. See, the distribution of the page is modified, live, is responsive. So when I am no longer in a phone, I don't see the point of watching the WhatsApp button all the time. So what I'm going to do is apply the same class from ND upwards. I'm going to paste it here on the definition for the Facebook Messenger link. And if I refresh the page, I can see when I am on, let me see, on the iPhone size screen, it's going to work. It's going to disappear when I go wide. I wonder if that's okay. I'm not so sure, but I don't care really. Well, it's going to be like this because most people are going to be watching the website like this. And probably if they are trying to do this, they no longer want to be watching the buttons anyway, because they are going to be grabbing the page over here and here more probably. So they might click by accident those buttons, because I guess they are trying to watch this as an actual website anyway. Let's go back to so on phone version, I'm going to see this. Let's try other size version. See, so on phone versions, on mobile devices, it's going to look like that. Now, from medium, that means from tablet size upwards, is going to disappear. At this point, the user may not be on his phone or her phone. So now, I'm going to need to make those icons disappear too. So basically, I just modify the partial file here, and now it does apply for any other page. And that's the advantages of using Node. For example, here, I don't see any icons here. The web page is rendering correctly. If I go back to iPhone view, I can see the icons for social media here, and it's going to try. Well, in my case, I'm not on the phone, so it's going to try to access not apps, but the web version of the apps, basically. So that's it. I already finished with this step, I guess. Maybe I should just add this in a commit. A lot of text here, but never mind. Copy relative path. I like to be specific or detailed, and I talk much. So there we go. So that little change was done, I guess. Now I can focus on refactoring the rest of the pages. So the next one is going to be, by the way, I don't remember if I share the link to that. Okay. Don't remember. 48 minutes ago. I've been talking for 49 minutes, 50 minutes. Okay, I guess I could take a break and continue later because I am hungry and my wife haven't arrived yet. I may like to give her a call maybe. I'm going to take a little break, and when I get back here, I'm going to continue with the refactoring process. But more likely than not, you can guess what I'm going to do here because it's basically the same thing over and over again. It's groundwork, but it really helps me to reinforce the abilities that I have developed. In the future, I may like to refactor this into automation code way back, way in the future, way forward in the future. So it's not going to be a task on this to-do list to do right now. So I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to be back later with and keep working on this. Thank you.